I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with No Half 7 hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show and what you're getting educated about the show. That's when you can click on that merchandise tab. You can get the original t-shirt right there, the Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you come to know, love, and expect from Renegades Puck are all still available in our online store. Whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, makes no difference to the Renegades of Puck. Something like 88 different items in our online store for you to browse. Best said, we sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so here's how you can jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on X and Threads, also on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, as it still exists at this time. So please join us on any of those social media platforms, whatever it is that you prefer. Give us a like, give us a following, give us a subscription. All of that makes a big difference to the Renegades of Puck. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it doesn't take you but a second to do. And you can also support us on YouTube by searching out Renegades of Puck and subscribing to our YouTube channel. All the latest episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, all of our episode breakdowns, our recaps, all of our previews, interviews, all of that can be found right there on our Renegades of Puck YouTube channel. And we sure are appreciative of all of our good friends who have joined on the channel as of late, especially our good friend Carlos out in Memphis. We sure do appreciate you leaving some comments and being so supportive of the channel. Anyone who leaves comments lately, we are able to mention. So please don't hesitate to leave one of those right there on our YouTube channel on any of the videos. So please check that out on YouTube. Also, you can find the audio podcast, as many of you already have, thanks to the Full Press NHL Network and the Full Press Predators podcast. We've gone from local to global in 2023 to 2024, and we continue the momentum here into mid-March. So again, stick, taps, love, and respect to everybody who's ever checked out the show. You can do that on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, several other podcast platforms, whatever it is that you prefer. Just search Renegades of Puck and you will find the show today. Again, stick, taps, love, and respect to everybody at the Full Press NHL Network for all the hard work that you have done behind the scenes. It is a great team to be a very small part of. Venmo, that's how you can support the Renegades of Puck financially. Make a donation by searching out Renegades of Puck on Venmo, or just scan that QR code that is currently on your screen. Every dollar goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck, so please, if you can spare it, we sure could use it. Working on some things behind the scenes, and you continue to see the upgrades even in front of the camera. So please, if you can make a donation today, support your local Renegades by scanning that QR code that is currently on your screen. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half 7 hockey coverage, so let me get to the goods. It is time for this nice round number right here. Operation number 888. That's right. It is time for show number 888. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in fourth place in the Central Division after 67 games skated. They have a record of 38, 25, and 4. 80 points has the Nashville Predators, 7 points shy of an automatic qualifying playoff position of third in the Central Division, and 9 points out of first place in the Central Division. That is right. The Nashville Predators, with 15 games to go in the season, are single-digit points out of first place in the Central. We'll update the entirety of the division and, of course, the wild card, because that is of critical importance to this Predators team here in just a second. The Nashville Predators' next game will take place on the road, where they are wrapping up a road trip. 20 wins on the road this season. Highly impressive. 10 losses, 3 overtime losses, 215 goals for the season, 203 goals against overall in the season. That's a goal differential of plus 12. Now, for the Nashville Predators, once they wrap up this game in Seattle, Tuesday, they will be back home to face off against the San Jose Sharks. Thursday, measuring stick game at the Florida Panthers. Saturday, back home versus the Detroit Red Wings. On the 26th of March versus the Vegas Golden Knights. On the 28th at the Arizona Coyotes. Now, a couple of things that are going to be affecting the Nashville Predators, and it is on the defensive side of things. Injuries. Dante Fabro out 2 to 3 weeks, and Stastny now out week to week. So Fabro goes out of the lineup. Stastny comes up to take Fabro's spot in the lineup. Stastny gets injured in the first game in now listed as week to week, and that is unfortunate for both of them because Fabro was playing quite good and Stastny was playing quite good in Milwaukee, and also in his short opportunities here in Nashville was also playing quite good. Now, let's talk about the updated standings before we get into this particular game matchup. For the Central Division, the Colorado Avalanche are leading the three-team weave at this moment in time with 89 points. They have skated in 67 games. The Dallas Stars have skated in 68 games. They also have 89 points, so the tiebreaker goes to Colorado. The Winnipeg Jets 2 points behind first place after skating in 65 games, so Winnipeg has 2 games in hand over the first place Colorado Avalanche and 3 games in hand for the second place Dallas Stars. So 2 points separates first place from third place with just a number of games to go in the season. I imagine it's going to take until the final periods of the season, and that 2-3 matchup sure is going to be very spicy. Outside the automatic qualifying playoff spots for the Central Division, we get into the wild card chase pack, and the wild card leaders, the Nashville Predators, after 67 games, get up 80 points. They're in fourth place in the Central Division. Minnesota Wild are at 73 points, and in fifth place, they are 7 points behind Nashville. St. Louis in sixth place has 71 points, 9 points behind Nashville. And then the Arizona Coyotes are at 59 points. The Chicago Blackhawks are at 41 points on the season. Both of those teams are done. The Nashville Predators find themselves in a very unique position right now. 7 points, so they're close in the rearview mirror to the top teams in the upper part of the division, and they also have a cushion below the teams below them. Minnesota 7 points behind, St. Louis 9 points behind. That puts them in a unique position in the wild card right now, holding the number 1 spot overall in the wild card with 80 points. Vegas holds the wild card 2 spot with 77 points, and then Minnesota is at 73, St. Louis at 71. Those are the teams on the outside looking in. Calgary, Seattle behind that. So the Nashville Predators currently hold a 7-point cushion on a playoff spot with just 15 games to go in the season. Now, the Nashville Predators' upcoming game is going to be in Seattle against the Kraken. It's the end of a road trip. It'll also be the end of the regular season series between the Nashville Predators and the Seattle Kraken. They met 2 previous times, so this will be the third of the 3 regular season meetings, all the way back to the beginning of the season, so it's really hard to judge the teams that we saw in these games that we're about to describe versus the teams that we're seeing at this point in time in the season. Back on October the 12th, it was just the second game of the season for the Preds. They scored a 3-0 victory versus Seattle Kraken on home ice. It was their first victory of the season. UC Saros went 23-23, picked up the victory, and also, of course, got the shutout. Nyquist, Parsonen, Sissons scored the goals for the Nashville Predators in this game. Grubauer went 32 of 34. He took the loss in this game. They would meet one more time on November the 2nd. The Seattle Kraken would score the victory on home ice against the Nashville Predators 4-2. UC Saros would get the start again, this time 27 out of 31, would take the loss. Grubauer would get the same exact stat line as the previous game, 32 out of 34, but this time it was good enough for a victory. Yossi and Novak scored for the Nashville Predators in that game. So the Preds on the regular season, 1-1 against Seattle, 2 out of 4 points acquired, outscored the Kraken 5-4 at this moment in time. Now, for the Seattle Kraken, currently they have a record of 28, 25, and 12. They're at 68 points. That is 6th best in the Pacific Division, and they are the 4th team on the outside in the wild card race. So their season is on the precipice of coming to its unlikely conclusion very soon. 14, 13, and 6 on home ice, 179 goals for, 186 goals against. -7 is their goal differential. Let's take a look at their most recent stretch of hockey. Let's talk about their previous 5. On the 4th of March, it was a 4-2 win at the Calgary Flames. On the 5th of March, a 4-3 win at the Winnipeg Jets. So back-to-back nights, impressive wins against Calgary and Winnipeg. But then on the 8th, a 3-0 loss versus Winnipeg. So in the home and home against the Jets, they went 1-1. On the 12th of March, a 5-4 overtime loss versus Vegas, and most recently on the 14th, a 2-1 loss versus the Washington Capitals. Ducourt got the start, took the loss, 21 out of 23. Now taking a look at the NHL ranks and the matchup between these two teams, it is the Nashville Predators ahead in the goals for category, 3.18. That is 13th best in the NHL. The Seattle Kraken are at 2.71 goals per game. That is 28th in the NHL. That number is not very good. 3.03 goals against for the Predators is 15th in the NHL. But the Seattle Kraken have a top 10 metric right here. 2.80 goals against in the NHL is 8th best in the National Hockey League. In shots on goal categories, 31.4 generated on net per game is 13th for Nashville. 28.7 on net per game for Seattle is 24th overall. In the shots against category, the Nashville Predators are 20th overall in the NHL, giving up 30.4 per game, while the Seattle Kraken are giving up 30 even per game. That's 17th in the league. Power play, Predators 19.9% is 19th best in the NHL. 45 conversions on 226 opportunities. Seattle Kraken are 2 positions ahead of the Nashville Predators, 17th overall rated in the NHL, converting at 21% of the season. 38 conversions, though, on 181 opportunities. Less conversions, many less opportunities than the Nashville Predators have had on the season, but a higher overall ranking by conversion percentage. The penalty kill, the Nashville Predators, 76.6% kill rate, is 25th overall in the NHL on the season. They've given up 48 power play goals against. Oh, that's an ugly number. 79% kill rate for the Kraken, 16th best in the league. 38 power play goals against on the season, so 10 fewer power play goals against given up by Seattle on the year. So when it comes to individual statistics updated through the most recent game for the Seattle Kraken, Philip Forsberg continues to lead the Nashville Predators, 34 goals plus 35 assists, 69 points, is first on the team. The captain, Roman Josi, is at 15 goals and 50 assists. Those 50 assists represents number 1 overall in that statistical category. 65 points overall. What an impressive second half of the season in the statistical categories for the captain, Roman Josi, and he's not slowing down the stretch here. Nyquist is at 18 and 44-58, headed towards a career year in assists and points. O'Reilly, 4th on the team in scoring, 24 goals, 32 assists, 56 total points. Tommy Novak, 13 goals, 24 assists for 37 points, because all he does is make plays. Over on the Seattle Kraken side of the ledger for individual statistics, we see McCann, 27 goals and 26 assists for 53 points. Those 27 goals do represent tops on the team for Seattle. Bjorkstrand's at 18 goals and 29 assists for 47 points. Dunn has 11 goals and 34 assists representing the tops in that category on the team for 45 points overall, which is 3rd overall in the Predators. Jordan Eberle, 14 and 23 for 37. And Eeli Tolvanen, 15 goals, 19 assists for 34 points overall on the season. That Eeli Tolvanen, I expected him to be higher than that by this point in time. Joey Decord in net updated standings for Seattle, 17, 14, and 10. 9.19 save percentage, 2.45 goals against average with 2 shutouts on the season. UC Saros, no reason to believe he's not going to get the start with a rather light week on the schedule. The Predators have 2 days off after this one, 2 days off leading in, 2 days off coming out. No reason to believe UC Saros isn't going to get the start. 28, 21, and 4, 907 save percentage, 2.83 goals against average, 2 shutouts on the season. The Nashville Predators look to wrap up a road trip strong and continue their point scoring streak. And they also look to wrap up the regular season series against the Seattle Kraken strong. A win in this game would put the Predators at 2-1 in the 3-game series against Seattle this season. That's of critical importance. Also, taking 2 points away from Seattle would push them further down in the standings as the number of games starts to dwindle on the season for some of the teams that start to look up and see an insurmountable amount of points and teams to overcome in the wild card race. That's got you set for the Kraken and the Preds. Very excited about this one, a late night on Saturday night. We are very, very pumped to be covering that one. Now it's time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Let's get to it right up next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to March 13th of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were in Winnipeg to face off against the Jets. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines and his defensive pairings as follows. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Beauvillier, Sissons, and Zucker, Jankowski, Novak, and Evangelista, Smith, McCarron, and Sherwood. Your defensive pairings are McDonough and Josi, Stastny and Shen, Luzon and Carrier, and UC Saros gets the start in net in this critically important Central Division matchup. 17 seconds into the game, it is Connor Hellebuck coming with the first save of the game on Sherwood's deflection. 59 seconds in, Saros gets his first opportunity to make a save on Appleton, and he does so. So in the first minute of the game, both teams with an opportunity. We are off and running. 1:46 into the first period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Connor off of the rush. Always dangerous against the Nashville Predators. 2:58 into the first period. UC Saros coming up with a save on Miller. 3:26, Saros a save on Sandberg. Forsberg. At 4:17 of the first period, we find our first special teams action of this contest. Luzon's off to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. It would be UC Saros coming with a save on the ever-dangerous Tyler Toffoli. That would be it for the Winnipeg Jets on the power play. That would be their only and most significant opportunity. The Nashville Predators back to 5-on-5 hockey would break through on the scoreboard first at 6:38 of the first period. It's Nyquist with his 18th goal of the season. It was Josi with the long pass down the wall. Nyquist carries it in, looks off Hellebuck, and snipes on the near side. So Nyquist's 18th goal of the season makes it 1-0 in favor of the Nashville Predators. At the 8:15 mark of the first period, UC Saros coming with a save on Dillon. At the 8:56 mark of the first period, it's UC Saros coming with a save on Lowry past the halfway point of the first period. We find at 10:35, it's Hellebuck coming with a save on Ryan O'Reilly. We go to the 14:32 mark as things had calmed down for just a moment there, and we find our next big significant moment of the game when Sherwood comes up with his 9th goal of the season. That gives the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead. The captain, Roman Josi, had the setup with the pass, and then Sherwood had the wrist shot from the slot. The problem for Connor Hellebuck was he never had a chance to see this. He was screened by his own defenders, and Sherwood rewarded, but Josi really did the hard work to set the play up. The Preds lead 2-0 here on the road in Winnipeg. At the 16:52 mark of the first period, it's UC Saros coming with a save on Monahan. At the 17:27 mark of the first period, Hellebuck comes up with a save on Philip Forsberg. In the 18:41 mark of the first period, UC Saros comes up with a save on DeMello. That's going to do it for the first period. The shots on goal are even at 10 apiece, but the Nashville Predators hold a 2-0 lead in Winnipeg, a highly unusual circumstance for the Winnipeg Jets to find themselves in, down 2 goals after the first period. We go to the clean sheet. We start at 18 seconds. It was 17 seconds into the first period, now 18 seconds into the second period when Hellebuck comes up with his first save of the period. This time it's on Smith. At the 1:57 mark of the second period, it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Sandberg. At the 3:09 mark of the second, it's Saros coming up with a save on Barron. 3:20, just 11 seconds later, Saros another save, this time on Condor. At the 4:11 mark, Hellebuck clocks back in, this time save on Forsberg. Strong drive to the net. Philip Forsberg usually finishes these opportunities, but Connor Hellebuck gets the best of them right here. But just 20 seconds later, it's Hellebuck another save on Zucker, plus his rebound follow-up, one of his best scoring opportunities since he's been on the Nashville Predators. At the 6:48 mark of the second period, you see Saros coming with a save on Monahan. At the 7:22 mark of the second, it's Hellebuck coming with a save on O'Reilly. Then at 8:12, another save on Beauvillier, chipping in as well as a new acquisition on this Nashville Predators team. At the 10:10 mark, just past the halfway point of this game, Hellebuck comes up with a save on Luke Evangelista. 11:35, we find our first big moment of the second period. DeMello's off the box, 2 minutes for tripping, and it's Connor Hellebuck having to do some work right here. A save on Philip Forsberg, but also a save on Colton Sisson's deflection at close range. That would do it for the Nashville Predators power play. We go to the 13:48 mark of the second period, and it's UC Saros coming with a save on Appleton's wraparound. Saros with the authority kicks out with the edge across, seals the post, and keeps that puck from going over the line. This was a really good scoring opportunity for Appleton off of the rush at the wraparound around the net. 15:26 now of the second period. It's Morrissey off to the box, 2 minutes for holding the stick, and this was just a play where the Nashville Predators were on the forecheck hard again and just earned another power play. Hellebuck would come up with a save on Luzon, but the Nashville Predators, a bit disjointed on this power play, would be unable to capitalize on the opportunity. Give credit to the Winnipeg Jets penalty kill. They also were quite strong on this. 17:59 of the second period. It is Connor Hellebuck coming to save on Alex Carrier, and that would do it. Over the final 2 minutes of the period, we would see no more shots on goal and no more events at all. The teams deciding to take it to the third period and settle things there. 29 shots on goal for the Nashville Predators after 2 periods, 17 for Winnipeg. So the Predators, 19 shots on goal, 10 shots on goal in the first period, 19 shots on goal in the second period, 29 shots on goal overall for the entirety of the game. We go to the back sheet and we find the final 20 minutes of regulation hockey, and we are 1 minute and 29 seconds into the third period when Philip Forsberg scores his 34th goal of the season. It is Gus Nyquist skating into the aerial drop pass. It was almost like a punt. PK Subban used to drop passes like that a lot on the Nashville Predators when he was here. This time, the Nashville Predators get the benefit as Nyquist skates into it. The drop pass between the legs from the solo slot when everybody, including Connor Hellebuck, thought that Nyquist was going to shoot the puck. Forsberg was trailing the play. Crashing hard comes in and gets the reward of the sick drop pass by Nyquist. Forsberg finishes off the play with his 34th goal of the season. That gives the Nashville Predators a 3-0 lead here early in the third period. But just seconds later, at the 1:51 mark of the third period, it is Zucker coming up with his 10th goal of the season, his first ever as a Nashville Predator. It was a rebound putback. Sissons took the shot from the top of the circle. Zucker was crashing hard, goes across the top of the crease, grabs the puck off of the pad, backhands it right back into the empty net, and before Hellebuck can even blink, he's given up 2 goals here in this third period. The Nashville Predators hold a 4-0 lead now over the Winnipeg Jets. We're 3 minutes into the third period, and it's Sherwood off the box, 2 minutes for goalie interference. Definitely an earned penalty right here, but the two teams no love for each other, so a brief scrum after the whistle. Nothing else resulted of it. Then the Nashville Predators motivated with a penalty kill right here. 0 shots given up against. McCarron, McDonough, both blocking shots, giving up the body, especially Michael McCarron taking one that appeared to be off of the ribs, maybe off the upper ribs, as he went down to block a shot at a critical moment in this penalty kill. And back to 5-on-5 hockey, but only briefly because the Winnipeg Jets are picking up a penalty at 6:03 of the third period. It's Barron off the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. We find Hellebuck coming with a save on O'Reilly, but UC Saros comes up with the biggest save of the sequence on Iafallo on the shorthanded breakaway. UC Saros bailing the Nashville Predators out on this one. The 9:12 mark, UC Saros has to do it again as he comes up with a save on Monahan's breakaway, and this one was a 5-star save. Any save on a breakaway is a big save. It's an important save. It's a highlight reel save. It's a great save, but the one on Iafallo does not even compare to the one that was made on Monahan. A 5-star save in every way for UC Saros. We passed the halfway point of the third period, and we found the 10:51 mark. It is Hellebuck coming with a save on the captain, Romeo. At 11:35, it's Hellebuck coming up with a save on Luzon at 13:12 of the third period. It is Iafallo breaking through for his 10th goal of the season. That puts Winnipeg on the board. The Preds still hold a 4-1 lead here in the third period. It was a redirect of a long shot, and this was a kind of a crazy sequence. Initially waved off, then changed to good, then reviewed, then upheld. Thankfully, the Nashville Predators did not challenge because it had gone on long enough already, and the Nashville Predators did not need to risk anything here. It still had a 3-goal lead even after that goes in. I think it was a good goal. I think it was the right call all the way around. 14:26 of the third period. Saros comes up with a save on Pionk at 15:06. Saros, another save on Iafallo, 17:35. DeMello hits the crossbar with one of the hardest shots you're ever going to see. 17:55 to the third. Saros comes up with a save on Connor at 18:08 of the third. Nyquist off the box, 2 minutes for hooking with the empty net in the 6-on-4 scenario. UC Saros goes to work with the save on Ehlers, then comes up with a save on Miller, but does give up a goal with 10 seconds left in the game to Appleton. His 11th of the season was a rebound put back, and that's going to be the second goal of the game for the Winnipeg Jets. That's going to do it. 4-2 is your winning score for the Nashville Predators. The Preds outshoot the Winnipeg Jets 38-30, and the measuring stick was brought out in this game, and the Nashville Predators measured up and matched up to it in every single way possible. The Predators were simply dominant. A 4-2 score does not seem like the most dominant score in the world, but the number of shots and the number of goals the Predators put up were far uncharacteristic for the Winnipeg Jets, especially on home ice. That is a very good defensive team. They don't give up a lot of goals, and they don't lose on home ice a whole lot. The measuring stick, the Nashville Predators measured up to it in every single possible way, picking up 4 goals on the road, coming out to a 2-0 lead, 19 shots in the second period. They really did the work, and UC Saros strong when tested. Don't worry about that last goal. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We got so much more to talk about when it comes to this game. Coming right back on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. This is the full game analysis right here. We'll throw in some opinion as well with that. UC Saros gets the start in this game, 27 out of 29. I felt that he was absolutely outstanding. I'm not even going to bother with the goal that went in at 10 seconds left when the Predators were up by 3. The Preds do give up a shorthanded goal, or no, the shorthanded breakaway that UC Saros was incredible on stopping. And then immediately after the shorthanded breakaway, they give up another breakaway. UC Saros comes with a 5-star save right there, 4 power play saves, 3 shorthanded saves, and just an outstanding game for UC Saros overall. And again, now on the season, 28 overall victories. Again, impressive stuff for UC Saros. I thought that he was dynamic throughout the first couple of periods of this one. I thought that he had a chance for the shutout, but the shutout was the least of my concern. The Predators securing that victory and getting those 2 points. And 4-1 seemed like a pretty reasonable score. The goal there at the end, nothing you can really do about that. Nyquist, a goal, assist in this game. 2 points overall, 58 points on the season. Again, the player you didn't know you were going to fall in love with and that you didn't want to fall in love with, and now you have, because Nyquist, aside from goals, is putting up career numbers in his assists and now in his total points. Gus Nyquist has just been highly impressive free agent signing, and he has blended so well with O'Reilly and Forsberg. Again, it seems seamless, like they've played together for years, but they haven't even been together this entire season. They didn't even start out the season as a line combination. Andrew Burnett found that line combination, and wow, has he let them just run free. So that was absolutely an outstanding assist. He scores a goal, he gets an assist, but mostly we're going to talk about the assist right here. The Nashville Predators, and I'm going to talk about this again here in just a moment, but the Preds did a good job of stretching out the D, who is very compact for the Winnipeg Jets. It was a great strategy by the Nashville Predators coaching staff and by the players on the ice to execute it. But Nyquist skates into an aerial pass, kind of like a punt situation, and then instead of taking the shot, which everybody thought he was going to do, drops it to Forsberg, and all Forsberg had to do was finish the play. So Nyquist has the goal, and yes, it was sweet, but that assist, that's highlight reel material right there. As a matter of fact, NHL Network showed it several times and made quite a big deal about that Gus Nyquist drop pass right there. And Philip Forsberg I put second on the list because these two kind of run together all the time now. 1 goal for Forsberg came off of that Nyquist drop pass. 4 shots on goal for Philip Forsberg's game, and all he had to do was finish the Nyquist pass because everybody on Winnipeg thought that Nyquist was going to shoot, and Forsberg honestly had an empty net to deposit the puck into, and that's exactly what he did. He's a finisher, he's a sniper, and he's always going to hit that empty net. Sherwood picks up a goal in this game. Go to the hard areas and get rewarded. Also had 4 hits in this game. Sherwood just brings the gem. He's such a tone setter, and they've made such a big deal about him getting the starts in games, starting periods. His line, the 4th line, getting out there and starting all of these games since the win streak has been going on. He is a tone setter in every way, and he's a pace setter, and I love the way he competes every single second of every single shift and gets rewarded with a goal in this one going to the hard areas. You could say much the same for Zucker. Zucker been with the team a very short amount of time, so this goal is his first ever with the Nashville Predators. Rebound jam. That's all you look for out there when it comes to getting some good, strong wing support in the offensive zone. It was a good shot from out high. Colton Sissons takes that shot, and Zucker comes in, takes the rebound off of the goaltender's pad, has the patience and the finish. That's experience on display. That's exactly what Zucker was advertised to be, a player that is experienced enough and enough of a veteran to not panic in these big moments. And that's a big moment when you have a chance to close out a road game and you have the opportunity around the net to finish off a play. It's a great job by Zucker right there. Good hands, good hockey IQ, good finish. Everything that was advertised when the trade happened was on display on that particular play. And Roman Josi breaking the D. 2 assists total in this one, but Roman Josi was the catalyst. The coaching staff clearly coming up with the plan and the players executing, Roman Josi being the catalyst right here. But breaking the D with both over-the-top and long off-the-wall passes. We saw the Nyquist goal was a Roman Josi pass from all the way back in the defensive zone. 1 hop off of the wall right to Nyquist at the blue line into the zone and beat Hellebuck clean. What a great wrist shot right right there. But what made the play was Yossi's long pass going right around the defensive structure of the Winnipeg Jets. And then you saw the Predators utilize an aerial drop pass to go ahead and beat that compact Winnipeg neutral zone defense. Got behind them, and it was Nyquist again. Nyquist skates into it, drops it back to Forsberg. The Predators get 2 goals off of that, but the Predators had other opportunities throughout the game that they did not finish. Hellebuck did not play a bad game overall. The Predators had him under siege, especially in the second period, but the Nashville Predators did a great job of breaking the Winnipeg defense. Winnipeg is a tremendous defensive team. And don't forget, on home ice, Winnipeg this season 22-8-2 going into that game last night. They'd only given up 195 goals on the season before that game. It was a very low number. So for the Winnipeg Jets, a good defensive team. The Nashville Predators did a better job of breaking that defensive team. They used it to break the defense, get a lead, and then play from ahead. And that changed the disposition of that game and disallowed the Winnipeg Jets the opportunity to get back in it. I thought it was a truly great strategy to sit and watch and break down, and then to see the players execute it as easily as they were able to do. Winnipeg did not have a response, did not counterpunch. Believe me, they'll figure that out on the tape, and if these two teams do have the opportunity to play again, then they will definitely have a counter for that. But it was brilliant for one night for the Predators to go in a measuring stick game and absolutely answer the bell in every way you can possibly say it. Let's hear from our good friend Stripe Digital, and let's get back. Let's talk about the good, cold, hard numbers known as box score. It's the Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Time for the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. 4 goal scorers for the Nashville Predators, all up on the top side, the forward side of the ledger. Philip Forsberg, Gus Nyquist, Sherwood, and Zucker all with goals in this game. When it comes to the assist side, a little bit more distribution. 3 coming from the defensive side of things, but 2 of those go to the captain, Roman Josi. One of them goes to McDonough. On the forward side of things, you see Smith, Sissons, and Nyquist all with 1 assist in this game. So 3 assists for the defensemen, 3 assists for the forwards. When it comes to shots on goal, 2 players on the Nashville Predators had 4, Luke Evangelista and Philip Forsberg. There were a number of players that had 3, too many to really run down, but O'Reilly, Sherwood, that was a couple of them. Zucker all had 3, Shen had 3, Josi and Luzon also had 3. When it comes to block shots, 2 was the high number. A little bit of a low number for the Nashville Predators on block shots. Surprised to see that McCarron did not get rewarded with more blocked shots in this category. Only 1 after all the PK work he did, but McDonough also had 2 block shots. We know those came on the PK. Luzon had 2 block shots this game. In the physical element of things, Jeremy Luzon has set a Nashville Predators franchise record for a number of hits in a season now. 6 more in this game, and he is on pace to break the all-time NHL record for hits in a single season. So Luzon has 6 to pace the Preds. Smith, Sissons, Sherwood all have 4 apiece in this game. When it comes to time on ice leaders for your Nashville Predators, Ryan O'Reilly, 20:09 is your time on ice leader. Philip Forsberg at 19:22, and Gus Nyquist at 18:57. On the defensive side of things, quite a few minutes here for some of these Preds defenders. And remember, different defensive combinations, different pairings, and now with Fabro out of the lineup, Stastny getting the call-up in his first game. Stastny only getting 13:27 in time on ice because he also left the game at least seeming to be injured. So time on ice leaders among the defensemen for the Nashville Predators: 22:35 for Alex Carrier, 21:09 for Luzon, 21:03 for Roman Josi, and 20:29 for Ryan McDonough. When it comes to the power play and time on ice leaders, Gus Nyquist 4:17 in power play time on ice. Philip Forsberg 3:58. Captain Roman Josi 3:42. The power play in this game was 0 for 3. The penalty kill went 2 out of 3. They did give up one power play goal against. It came with 10 seconds left in the game. Again, I'm not making much of that at all. But penalty kill time on ice leaders: 2:46 for Colton Sissons, 2:38 for Michael McCarron, 2:12 for Smith, and then 3:09 for McDonough. Again, big block shots in this game on the PK. 2:56 for Alex Carey, 2:32 for Luke Shen. UC Saros goes 27 out of 29 in this game, 2 goals against, an in-game save percentage of 931, 20 even strength saves, 4 power play saves, 3 short-handed saves, a couple other things falling out of the box score of note. Face-off winning percentage for the Preds, down on face-off winning percentage in this game, down to 47.8%, 28 hits, reasonable number, but the 9 block shots is incredibly low, and the Winnipeg Jets were certainly starting to put on some more offense there in the third period. 7 takeaways, 7 giveaways, that's a wash. It's neutral, and Preds played a pretty good solid game when it comes to puck possession and puck control, so no reason to be too upset about that. So let's close this thing out by simply saying whatever size that measuring stick was, the Predators not only surpassed the measurements on that stick, but last night should have opened up the eyes of anyone who was not believing, not sure, or did not have confidence in what this Nashville Predators team is capable of. UC Saros was dynamic, stopping breakaway after breakaway. The Nashville Predators defense came in and played strong, and they led the attack, springing the offense with long passes and aerial drop passes into the offensive zone. Players like Nyquist and Forsberg feasted, but they weren't the only ones. It was also about depth players like Sherwood and Zucker scoring for this Nashville Predators team. The Preds put up an incredibly well-balanced attack, jumped on the Winnipeg Jets early in this game, played from ahead the entire game, got great goaltending, played solid defense, and got scoring throughout the lineup. That's a Nashville Predators team that is dangerous against anyone. This Winnipeg Jets team has aspirations of not only winning the Central Division, but perhaps competing for a conference title, a number 1 seed, and well beyond that. Clearly, the pickup of Toffoli leads you to believe that the Winnipeg Jets are looking to make a run at it, and Toffoli was, of course, ever dangerous against this Nashville Predators team again. So the Preds measure up in every single way in this game, and now have an opportunity to keep the point streak rolling on in Seattle. Impressive stuff by the Predators. I wanted to see what was going to happen in Winnipeg. I was hyped up to see how the Preds would measure up, and the Preds measured up in every single way. The Predators, as they are playing right now, can compete against any team in the league at any time of year in this league, and they might be building towards a playoff run. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, though. So that's going to do it for this episode. The Preds match up in every way, but before we close out, I want to take you back to the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena for the final time. It was Game 2 of the USPHL Premier Divisional Round Playoffs. Nashville Predators hosting the Toledo Cherokee. The Nashville Spartans go into this game with a 1-0 lead in the best-of-3 series. I take you out to the last game of the season. It was the 50th game ever on home ice for this Nashville Spartans team, and you'll find out what happens right now.
I'm Charlie Saunier, voice of the Nashville Spartans, and today it's time for Game 2 of the divisional round of the USPHL Great Lakes Division Premier Division Playoffs. Last night, the Nashville Spartans secured the 5-2 victory in the first ever playoff game in Nashville Spartans team history. It was, of course, the regular season scoring leader coming through with the game-winning goal, one of his 2 goals. Ronan Keenan last night in Game 1. Also, Chris Free added a goal. Murray had an empty net goal. And Gonzalez had the first goal in Nashville Spartans playoff history. Game 2 is an opportunity to sweep the series and move on to Utica for a chance at a national championship. Daniel Duzek is now 5-0 against the Toledo Cherokee on the season. The Nashville Spartans also 5-0 on the season, looking to get on the bus today and head off to upstate New York. I am the voice of the Spartans, Charlie Saunier. Swords up. Prepare for glory.
Flynn scored the most recent goal for the Nashville Spartans, celebrated by jumping into the glass of the visiting sections fan base that's come to visit us here at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. Offsides is whistled. We do apologize for all of you watching on Flow Hockey for the technical difficulties. Back up and running right now. Full speed ahead here out of Nashville. 3-0 in favor of the Spartans. 5:15 to go in the first period. 3-on-3 rush for the Spartans versus the Cherokee. Karaman gets it in close range and tucks the puck in. Sean Karaman. And players come together after the whistle. 4-0 now in favor of the Nashville Spartans. Toledo chips the puck ahead with Lagelfo. Chisholm will run it down. He'll look to use the net as a shield. Harassment, though, forces him to move the puck sooner than he wanted to. Toledo, good job turning the puck over right here, looking for a scoring opportunity. And Toledo puts the puck in the net with 14.7 seconds left here in the first period. Shoots the puck, turned aside right there by Krill. Rebound on the half wall taken by Hartz. Hartz takes it on two defenders. Maintains possession of the puck, now gets the puck back from Kombu. We've got a glove down on the ice. Keenan gets the puck. Sorry, I was distracted by the glove. Shot from out high is going to be into the net, and the Spartans are going to score on the power play to make it 5-1. And that puck is into the net. What a slick play by the captain, Austin McCallie, to keep the puck in the zone with his skate and set up the play for the Spartans on the power play. 6-1 in favor of the home team, and it's Chris Free, that man of mayhem, off to the bench for glove taps. Toledo looking to get a scoring opportunity right here. Eakins down along the goal line, sends it towards the net, gets the puck back, backhander towards the net. That's going to be one save by Duzak, two saves by Duzak, and the puck is into the net for the Toledo Cherokee. Duzak did all he could right there. On a third rebound opportunity, it's the Toledo Cherokee putting the puck into the net. It's Gonzalez, number 52 for Toledo. 6-2 in favor of the Nashville Spartans, 13:33 to go. Sterling starts the rush from the defensive zone. He looks to survey, sends it over to Kombu. Kombu over the blue line, looks to dump it in deep. Sterling's on the play again, down near the end wall. Looking to help dislodge the puck. He's got Murray down there along the end wall as well for support. Spartans keep the puck in. Keenan, a good job to keep that bouncing puck in. Hart's a good handle right there. Fires at the net and in. Looks like Murray on the deflection. Nashville Spartans lead 7-2 here in Game 2 at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. Skates it out, gets it over to Flynn. Flynn and Hartz, possible 2-on-1 right here. Flynn over to Hartz. Hartz finishes the play on one knee. An incredible highlight reel goal for the Nashville Spartans. 8-2 here at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. Myler plays it across. Shot goes high off of the glass. 5-on-3 power play for the Toledo Cherokee. Reel holds the puck, looking for a shot. Pressured by Corey Walker. Reel holds again, fires. Shot goes wide, it'll be recovered. 22 seconds to go here in this hockey game. Daniel Duzek makes another save. Rebound goes behind the net. Reel picks it up. They'll look for another shot there. That shot goes wide. We are down to the final 10 seconds to go here in this hockey game. Reel shoots it off of the glove of Daniel Duzek. And the Nashville Spartans are going to sweep the Toledo Cherokee 2-0 in this 3-game series. 8-2 is the score right now at 3.3 seconds left to go. The Nashville Spartans are 3.3 seconds away from punching their ticket to Utica and going to compete for a USPHL Premier Division National Championship. And that's going to do it. The Nashville Spartans are on to the national tournament. Gloves up. The team will come to the crease to celebrate with Daniel Duzek. Daniel Duzek goes 6-0 against the Toledo Cherokee this season. The Nashville Spartans go 6-0 against the Toledo Cherokee
They sweep here in the divisional round and will pack their bags and get on the bus. Utica, the Spartans are on the way. Bill Spartans will celebrate with the home crowd with the stick tap salute. Ownership, management, everybody starting to huddle over there by the Spartans bench. This is an incredibly proud moment for this franchise. Second year of existence here in the Nashville area. And the Nashville Spartans last year, on the last day of the season, in the final minutes of the season, falling just short of the playoffs. Now, this year, coming back with a vengeance and being simply dominant on home ice. They secured their playoff berth, and they took care of the home ice advantage, sweeping the Toledo Cherokee, a very, very good hockey team. The Nashville Spartans secure the victory here on home ice, sweeping the playoff series. Players hugging, celebrating with management out there on the rink. Spartans owner John Tuggle out there on the rink. The coaching staff, all the players involved. To be a witness to something so amazing has been truly, truly incredible. I consider myself extremely lucky in my 50th game as the voice of the Nashville Spartans. I get to tell each and every one of you that the Nashville Spartans are on their way to compete for a national championship here in the USPHL Premier.
I'm Charlie Saunier, voice of the Nashville Spartans, and yes, I am sitting here next to the team bus. I refuse to leave. I want to go to Utica, just like the Nashville Spartans just punched their ticket to do. The Nashville Spartans have swept the Toledo Cherokee 2-0 in the divisional round series of the Great Lakes Division and now have punched their ticket to compete for a national championship in the USPHL Premier Division. An 8-2 victory here in Game 2. The two-game series sweep, the first ever playoff games in Nashville Spartans team history. I cannot believe that the season on the home rink has come to an end. The Spartans dominant on home ice this year. That's right, dominant, I say. 17-1 on the home rink, losing only one time, and that was when Dan Kay was in the house, so that is your fault, Dan. I blame you exclusively for that one. I'm the host of the Spartans and the voice of the Nashville Spartans, Crazy Charlie Saunier. 50 games here at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena, and now we send the Nashville Spartans off to Utica for a chance to compete for a national championship. This is a great team, but the work is just beginning. Boys, go to Utica and get things done. And since I'm officially off the clock, I guess there's only one thing left to say. Go win the whole fucking thing. Which way's Utica? That way? I'll walk myself.